Okay, so let's talk about the Nigerian government and the whole thing with Teckno. I just feel like his video, it's similar to an American video. What's wrong with?
You would think they have better things to do.
So okay, so what happened is, yeah, he was on the highway and he did a scene
did you
for
enjoy
his
it?
music
Did
video.
you like the video?
His music video was called
Agege.
Agege. Exactly. So his music video was called Agege, and in that video, he had a scene where he was in a car going down the highway, throwing money at a girl who was on a stripper pole with a bra on and a underwear on.
The truck was see-through.
Yeah.
I thought it was dope. I love the concept.
Art, in my opinion.
No, because the traffic
Culturally.
stopped. Culturally, they were showing off like naked bodies,
And the Nigerian government and a lot of African governments don't agree.
They don't
with
condone
nudity
that. Well,
in public.
at least in public.
Yeah, in public.
Yeah.
Here we go. Right. She said it right in public. So it's more so cultural. Like most African parents, like period. I mean, African people, like they might look at it behind closed door, but when it's public, they have an issue with it. It's all a bunch of hypocrisy.
Yeah, they just want to act like they're doing something about it.
But it's culture too.
In America,
it still be worse.
It wouldn't have been a problem,
right?
Because they was outside and she was in a truck.
And video been shot in a strip club and been private and not been viral.
I think enough people complained about it that it got back to the big guy.
So you all don't have videos with girls?
Yeah, we do.
Out of him.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do. We have videos with girls shaking all the time.
All the time.
But they don't have on like dancer.
Usually they're not that naked.
Yeah.
Okay. Not really like just objectifying them like that.
It's like African dance.
They're just dancing. Yeah.
More.
It's more so.
He was throwing money at her, you know what I mean, and it was in the highway. I get it,
because kids it was tasteful, but it also stopped traffic, and they weren't able to move because people wanted to film it and get it on their videos, So I get it, but poor Teckno. Now he's gonna make more music out of that.
Yeah. Right. So he went to jail for it, and then he went to jail for it. He came out on bond, and they're actually trying to try him for 3 years in prison.
For what's the crime?
The crime is nudity in public.
But he wasn't nude.
Not for him, for the girl being nude.
They weren't even really naked. They were wearing
releasing it and it going viral.
How do you say you are charged with being nude, but you wasn't the one nude? How you gonna charge me? That's crazy.
He's the one with the money. Why didn't he? You just gotta grease the right palms, Not
only that, but I think so. It's more so like music and art influence people's life. You see it here on a daily basis.
Oh wow!
Like people see someone on TV and want to copy it. So I think they're more so faking ahead and trying to make it seem like, hey, bro, this is not accountable for us. We don't need that girl out here to be doing. That's what I'm thinking.
But I'm saying, why didn't you go to America? America or UK?
Two things. To a degree, nudity is art itself. The woman's body is art itself.
Amen.
I mean, certain parts on the man is art too. But the second thing, I was gonna say is, wouldn't that fall on the production team who actually put the video treatment together? He didn't write the treatment, so why is he being prosecuted for it?
Absolutely agree.
He's the head honcho.
I understand he's the artist, but
they are trying to make an example. They actually stated that.
But what I'm saying, not the music producer. I'm saying the person who wrote the treatment for the video. There's somebody behind it who wrote that treatment.
So
he might have been the creative force behind it.
I want to know who the hell wrote it. Like this, that's crazy.
So the director.
I'm not on the poll, but I go to jail for it.
What's the director's name?
So the director general. Not on here. But the director general said he believes the conduct was a threat to national security.
Yeah, and they're using him as an example.
Yes. A threat to national security.
Like it's that.
Y'all keep that in Africa.
Africans, they're not okay with a lot of things that is okay here in America.
I understand the respect
Your body.
Sorry, I understand the respect of the body, and I get that. Teach our girls to cover our temples. I get that, but to send this man to jail for entertaining.
And in Islamic countries, they send you to jail for showing just a little bit of skin.
Yeah.
You know, like in Saudi and Dubai and whatnot.
And I thought
certain
I didn't
areas
like
you cannot
America.
show skin, period.
But,
so you have to respect their culture.
On to the next topic.
Because I actually kind of like that happened because we trying to keep our women a certain way. You take your ass somewhere else and if you want to do the video,
That's
and
what
they know it's not up in here.
That's why I said, why not go to America?
That's a
to-
different point of view.
Why not come to America? Look, Nigeria.
But that's
Nigeria, probably Lagos.
You know, it's funny, but that's a double standard though, because the Nigerian promoter will come and get strippers here and bring them back home
There.
for parties.
Right, but it's private.
Yeah,
not
in
in
the club.
public.
It's in the club though.
It's in closed
But it's
doors.
still strippers. It's a
So
double
you have to
standard.
pay to go into that club, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So you know you're going for that. But in the streets, I feel like children are in cars behind you, whatever, and they're looking like, whoa, oh my gosh, what's that? You know,
But yeah,
questioning
like,
it.
speaking
And it's
of
Islamic,
Africa-
a lot of Muslims in Nigeria as well.
Yeah, speaking of Africa, there is a cure or a beginning to a cure for Ebola.
And there's 2 actual medications that they've came and tested. They've tested. So I just feel like, and they said 90% of infected can survive if treated early, which I feel
and
like
they've
that's cool.
they've seen symptoms dissipate within the first week.
I have a theory on that. I'm African, so Ebola usually most of the time when he's on TV,
Yeah.
he's supposedly in Congo, which is where I'm from.
Right.
So there's a theory, pretty much is the United Nations. That's how they make the money, keep the service around. They always spreading around virus.
Okay.
Because it's always in a certain region at a
Is
certain
that a
time.
conspiracy, or do you have?
That's what people
some-
thinking. I mean,
It makes sense. Just
he's
like
always
a
at a certain
flu,
region at a
get
certain
your
time.
shot, so you don't get it. You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
But
the
if
preventatives.
you what are you gonna get? Something that's made up.
Right.
Just when you think about it, like a good example is like all those African nations in Civil War always have weapons. Like we don't make weapons in Africa.
They're the
the
ones that bring the
manufacturer come from
weapons. Yeah.
the U.S. or Russia.
Right.
Yes, they use those international organizations to bring guns in. That's been proven though.
Absolutely.
So it's like it's questionable. all this stuff.
Is it? I'm glad he know everything. He should be the next. Get on up there. Sit on at the table.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay.
So-
Well, still in Africa.
Right, we're still in Africa.
Yeah.
Polygamy in Africa.
This
Let's
is
talk about
Africa.
this. You know, polygamy is not legal in America, but in Africa, it's
Not
definitely
in most states. Some states.
It's legal in Utah.
Oh, really? You would know that.
I think they got Mormons.
Hey, he's just.
Now the
he's just-
Mormons in Utah,
He's
they all
just
married.
well
you know.
versed in research.
I
You need
don't
to be
know.
researching about weddings and staying married.
I don't know if it's legal. The reason I just said because they got Mormons. Like in Utah, they are married to like 4 or 5 women, and they living peacefully.
Right.
It's,
Yeah, and in Africa, you know, a lot of families live peacefully with
yeah,
polygamy.
yeah.
And it's a cultural / religious thing as well. I feel like in the Muslim religion, if you can
It's money
afford
talk,
to have
man.
more than one
That's
wife, you
how
can have
most
up
countries in
to
Africa
6 wives,
are
I think.
too.
It's
If I'm
money
not
talk,
mistaken.
man.
But yeah,
Yeah,
up to 6
money,
wives.
you know.
But you have to treat
If
them.
everybody can be chilling,
All parts of Africa, like, so a lot of Africans are Muslim / half Christian.
Right.
So the Muslim side of the Africans, they believe that they can have up to 6 wives, and they just have to treat them all equally. So if you buy this wife something, you got to buy the other wife something.
yeah, or
So,
just make sure they have the same standard of life. So that's
So they all live together on one big happy compound.
Exactly.
honestly,
With lamb
okay,
and
let me
curry
give you an example. Growing up, I remember having friends. I honestly don't even remember their names, so they're not gonna know. But the dad built 2 houses inside one enclosure.
One compound.
Yeah, one compound. So the houses were literally like across the street, you know, and they knew what days belonged to who. And you know, like,
Like
you
sister
see, he's
wives.
grinning. They had like sister wives. They got along. Their kids played together. We
Yeah.
all like, what? It was
Well, they're brother and
amazing.
sister, so
It
yeah.
was crazy. I was like, man, this might be what heaven might be like, because it's like it was really cool. Like they all got along, you know.
I could never.
you would be a
agree with
sister
that.
wife?
I'm
Honestly,
sorry.
though, the man was gone somewhere else on a mission, probably banging somebody else.
I can
for
get
fun.
with that program.
But you know, they're the home women.
no way.
You would be a sister wife?
I would be the last one.
I would
Because she
not
gets
be a
treated
sister
the
wife.
best.
There's too many men
The
in the
first
world.
one gets the most respect. The last one gets treated the best because she's the sweetest. She's the newest.
You've done your research.
Honey, I've lived this life.
I'm sorry. I cannot do it. I'm
But
sorry. We would just not be together. That's it. I pass.
Why?
Next.
Tell me your reasons.
I just feel like I'm selfish.
You're selfish,
I want
like,
my man
over
to
what?
myself. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell y'all.
Like,
And then you gotta look at where these women from though.
Yeah.
Some of them are from poverty, no education. It's not to say
No, honestly,
every
that's
African woman don't
sometimes
agree with
the
that.
only opportunity you do have is to cling on to a man.
But I'm a catch, so why would I want you to
Okay,
catch me and then
okay,
go and
girl.
catch other people? Come on.
No,
Excuse
that's a
me,
beautiful
do you see
thing.
me? Do you see me?
Hey, there's people doing it here too now.
Just you know, economically, like I think
I fly Delta, okay, so I can
but
go
it's-
anywhere. I
it's-
don't have to stay in Atlanta.
sometimes it's an investment. It's an investment. You know, you have to understand, like he said, where these women are coming from. You know, I'm not saying this day and age I would do that necessarily, but I understand these women and why they do it. And you know, as long as it works for you, I'm not the type of person to judge.
And no, I'm not
Right.
going to judge anybody for choosing that lifestyle at
Yeah.
all. I feel like, you know, it might work out for their situation.
Well,
But
honestly
in my
and
situation,
truly,
I'm straight. So I
You
don't
are
need-
you are single until
sister
you're
wife.
married. When you file your taxes, it ain't but two
Damn.
boxes
Two
to check.
boxes.
Damn.
So
In
especially out here in Atlanta, it's gonna happen anyway. Either
That's
you
what
know
I'm-
about it or you don't.
You
Either you
don't.
live across the street or
Or
around
you-
the corner.
yeah.
It's
Right.
happening.
Right.
So I mean
Or
that
in a
makes
whole
sense.
other country, you know.
I get it, the cheating aspect, but cheating is different from actually being married under God.
Right. Yeah.
So it is a cultural thing. I mean, a religious thing as well, to me.
right.
So,
I mean, from
you gotta
personal
respect.
experience, I had an uncle of mine that had two wives, and the third one threw herself for him because he had money, and she knew he had two wives.
Yeah, it's an
So
investment
it's
for
like
them.
it just depends on the person. Some of these
They
women
know
have
their
nothing
kids
else
are gonna
going
be
on.
good regardless. You're not having kids with a bum person that, you know, is hanging on to like their last penny. Like your kids are gonna be good. You know, you're probably gonna be good. You know, and in the long run, the guy's probably gonna die before you do. I'm sorry, I'm just saying some real shit. Like,
so then what happens? Who gets the
then hopefully
royalties?
you've been smart enough to put some money away. You
Right.
know, and then live the rest of your life, find a new nigga that's your age. I don't
Okay,
know.
so before we wrap up, we want to give a special shout out / RIP to DJ Arafat. RIP is very
Rest in
sad.
peace.
We wish your
Died
family
of a motorcycle
well.
accident.
Yeah, we're praying for your family. So, cheers.
Cheers.
LoftP Africa.